Criminal law in business. Corporate manslaughter. Your business can be prosecuted for the offence of corporate manslaughter if the way in which its activities are managed causes a death through a gross breach of duty of care to be deceased. In April 2008, the Corporate Manslaughter and Corporate Homicide Act 2007 came into force throughout the UK. In England and Wales and Northern Ireland, the new offence is called corporate manslaughter, and in Scotland it is called corporate homicide. Elements of corporate manslaughter. The following elements need to be proved. The defendant is qualifying organisation. The organisation causes a person's death. There was a relevant duty of care owed by the organisation to be deceased. There was a gross breach of that duty. A substantial element of that breach was in the way those activities were managed or organised by the senior management. The defendant must not fall within the exemptions for prosecution under the Act. Case study. July 2015, Huntley Mount Engineering fined £150,000 for corporate manslaughter and company director jailed for 8 months. Huntley Mount Engineering Limited were fined £150,000 for corporate manslaughter of Cameron, an apprentice who had only recently started working at the company at the time of his death. Cameron was allowed to work without meaningful supervision on dangerous and defective equipment. Company director Zareth was also jailed for 8 months for offences under Section 2 and Section 37 of the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974. His son, who was in partnership with him, received a 4-month jail sentence, suspended for a year and fined £3,000. The agency was placed Miss Cameron at the firm and was fined £25,000 for putting him in a dangerous environment and ordered to pay £25,000 in costs. Manslaughter versus murder. Individual manslaughter is the unintentional killing of another, whereas murder is the homicide crime defined as the intentional killing of one human being by another with malice aforethought. Malice aforethought is the state of mind or intent requirement that makes a homicide a murder. It is this state of mind that differentiates murder from other types of criminal homicide. First-degree murder, referred to as a capital murder, involves intent to kill and premeditation. The predator planned to kill the victim and then followed through with his plan, with no pre-planning and without taking opportunity to put some thought into it. Second-degree murder is the criminal act of killing another person without the intent, but without premeditation. Individual manslaughter is the contrast to voluntary manslaughter and occurs when a person kills but does not without the intent to kill, or gross negligence manslaughter. Apart from the absence to requisite intent, all other elements of the offence are the same as for murder. There are 2 types of involuntary manslaughter. 1, caused by defendant's gross negligence, and 2, that caused by the unlawful or dangerous act. Voluntary manslaughter. Abnormality of mental functioning means state of mind so different than the ordinary human beings that the reasonable person would term it abnormal. It covers the ability to make decisions rationally. If there is the evidence and a motive to convict them for murder, if no, this is the different case and should consider involuntary manslaughter. Actus reus and mens reus are the foundations for criminal law. Actus reus means an act does not make a person guilty unless mind is so guilty. Mens rea is the intention or knowledge of wrongdoing of manslaughter. It's been taken that a person is guilty if they are proved to be culpable or blameworthy in both thought or action. For example, you could hit someone whilst driving but not intend to kill them. It's manslaughter. Or it's proven that you jumped into a car fully intending to run down a victim. Then you're a murderer. Case study. John comes home early one evening to find his wife Sharon having affairs with another man. John is normally level-headed, But seeing his wife with another man causes him to become so distressed and angry that he picks up a heavy lamp by his bed and hits the other man over the head with it, killing him. In this example of voluntary manslaughter, John faces voluntary manslaughter charges as he has no prior willing to kill the man, but acted in the heat of passion. Involuntary manslaughter. To make a case for involuntary manslaughter, it is essential that the defence has the actus reus for the murder, but no mens rea for murder. They are responsible, but no motive can be established. Elements of the offence. Someone was killed as a result of the defendant's actions. The act was inherently dangerous to others or done with reckless disregard for human life. The defendant knew, or should have known, his or her conduct was a threat to the lives of others. Case study. R. V. Franklin, 1883. The defendant, while walking along a pier, took a good-sized box from a stall and threw it into the sea, where it struck a swimmer and killed him. The defendant was guilty of manslaughter, and death arose from an unlawful act, i.e., taking another property and throwing it into the sea. Corporate responsibility. Corporations have the responsibilities to those groups and individuals that they can affect, for example, stakeholders, and to a society at large, stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, employees, communities, and shareholders. Corporate responsibility includes being consistent with ethical principles and conduct such as honesty, integrity, and respect for others. By voluntarily accepting responsibilities for its actions, corporations earn their license to operate in society.